Okay, I'm going to try to do a really quick review of Chapter 2 from our text. Why use essential questions? The main stressing point that the author makes here is that asking questions makes it clear that, yeah, passive learning is a no-no in the classroom. And so that's the point he's trying to get across here. Um, Signal and inquiry is a key goal. Um, this whole idea is something that really rings true to me as I read this particular point. The ability to question is a central and meaningful learning and intellectual achievement at high school levels. To me, that's probably the single most transferable skill, single most valuable transferable skill that we are commissioned to provide for our students. And I think that that is also equally true at a college and university level as well. There's not enough engaged thinking as it stands. There's too much content-based learning. So second one, making the unit intellectually engaging, asking these good inquiry-based questions. It seemed a little counterintuitive to me here that he used, he said, these questions to weave the content as answers or tools seemed a little counterintuitive because answers seems to speak more to the issue of content, but really he goes on to stress that it's not the content, the answers that you're looking for, but that the questions weave the whole process together to foster learning. And of course, it does these two key points. It challenges the student to actively pursue an inquiry, and then second of all, to also willingly learn content along the way. Yeah. Next point he stresses is it's important. Essential questions help to clarify and prioritize standards for teachers. When we are stressed and pressured to cover an awful lot of content, if we have really good, well-designed questions that provide a foundation, we feel less constrained and pressurized by all the content we need to cover, and small hiccups in the schedule and rabbit trails that we may have to follow seem a lot less critical if we're able to continue to frame things around our key questions. There's just a set of questions that were posed by a teacher. Let's see here. Providing transparency for our students. This is sort of the flip side of what teachers experience. This is the fact that essential questions play a role for the student as well, and they take the pressure off the student when a lot of content needs to be covered. And so it allows them a little less, to be trapped a little bit less by the anxiety of cramming in another piece of information, and gives them a much more relevant framework on which to hang the content. Encouraging and modeling metacognition. This idea here is when I read this, it reminded me of the old saying, there's no stupid question. Well, this would simply suggest that there is such a thing as a stupid question, and we need to model good questioning skills. And so yeah, I would really agree. Simply throwing open the door to ask, to allow the students to simply ask whatever they want is not necessarily going to be a very productive learning experience for anybody. Provides opportunities for intra and interdisciplinary connections. He does stress in this that there is a difference between connections and forced connections, and you don't want to try to conjure up connections between subject matters, but good inquiry will discover them. You also find that good questions support meaningful differentiation. I didn't really understand what he was talking about here at first, but this is quite a short section, but he's just saying, there's different ways of learning, and this whole idea of meaningful differentiation. You're not, you want to be able to ask questions that are going to be relevant for all of the students in your classroom, regardless of their learning skills or strengths or weaknesses. And it really will help to bridge the gap and make the learning relevant regardless of where your students are at individually. Of course, there's detractors to this. People stress that we are forced by our current system to cover content, but he does emphasize that studies have shown that those who are taught from a learning-based or inquiry-based foundation do well in standardized testing as well. It's possibly because of that a much more relevant framework for the content to be hung on. And that's basically the crux of it.